Hey y'all, welcome to day 5. We're almost at the end of our foundation week and you've done some incredible work. You faced your credit report, you confronted your debt, and you even created a payoff plan. Today we're doing something different that might be even more revealing. We're going to be tracking where your money actually goes. Not where you think it goes, not where you hope it goes, where it actually really goes. And this is called a spending audit. Most people have no idea where 30 to 40% of their money disappears to each month. They know the big stuff like rent, car payments, maybe even groceries, but those little purchases, the subscriptions, the convenience spending, it all adds up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. And today we're going to find where your spending leaks are and plug them because every dollar that you're wasting is a dollar that could be going towards your down payment. There are a few reasons why most people don't know where their money goes and they lose track of their spending. First is the death by 1,000 swipes. We're using our cards, our debit or credit. Spending doesn't feel real, so there's no physical money that's actually leaving your hands. So a $4 coffee doesn't register as significant. A $15 lunch feels normal. A $10 app purchase, whatever it might be, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Guess what? $4 5 times a week is $80 a month. That's $960 a year on coffee. Then there's those subscription creeps. You sign up for a free trial, you forget to cancel. Suddenly you're paying $9.99 a month for something that you've only used once. Then you add another subscription and another. And before you know it, you're paying like $200 a month for services that you barely even use. We cannot forget about emotional spending. There's those bad days at work. You order takeout. You're stressed about the bills. You do some online shopping therapy. You start celebrating something good. So you treat yourself to that thing that you actually don't even need. Then there's autopilot spending. You've always bought lunch at work, so you keep doing it. You always had cable, so you keep paying for it. You don't question those type of habits. They're just what you do. None of this makes you bad with money. It just makes you human. Those are the things we just got on autopilot. But awareness is the first step to change. So let's get aware. Here's how we're going to audit your spending. We're going to be looking at the last 30 days because that is going to give us a complete picture of your real spending patterns. First step you're going to do is gather those statements, pull up or print them out, bank statements, all checking or savings accounts, the credit card statements, every single card that you have, the digital payment apps, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Apple Pay, Google Pay. Don't forget about the buy now, later statements for Affirm, Afterpay, Klarna, ShopPay, whichever one. Log into each account and look at the last 30 days of transactions or download your statements if that's easier. For your next step, you're going to create your spending categories. We're going to sort every single transaction into categories. Here are the main ones. First is going to be your housing. That's rent or mortgage, utilities, electric, gas, water, trash, internet, renter's insurance, homeowners insurance, HOA fees, home repairs, or maintenance. Then in your transportation category, that's where your car payment, auto insurance, gas, parking, tolls, public transportation, the Uber, Lyft, any cart maintenance or repairs will also go there. In the food category, I want you to list out groceries, restaurants, and fast food, coffee shops, food delivery apps, vending machines. Yeah, those creep up on you too. Also, those work lunches. In your debt payments category, we're going to list out the credit card payments, the student loan payments, the personal loans, the medical payments, all going to go into this section. Under insurance, we're going to list out your health insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, any other insurance that's not already listed will go here as well. Then we're going to have that personal lifestyle category. That's for your clothing and your shoes, your hair, your nails, your beauty services, those lashes, the gym membership, any hobbies, entertainment, movies, concerts, events, subscriptions, streaming apps, memberships, phone bill, as well as any gifts. Under the healthcare app, we're going to put in your doctor copays, prescriptions, medical supplies, therapy, or any counseling services will go there as well. Under miscellaneous is where your pets are going to come in, childcare, school supplies, household items, personal care items, bank fees, and also those ATM fees. Under the savings and investment categories, we're going to see the transfer to savings, the 401 contributions, as well as your IRA contributions will go there as well. Step three in this process, we're going to go through every single transaction. This is the tedious part, but it's so important. I want you to open up your first statement and start at the top. For every single transaction, you're going to read what it is. You're going to assign it to a category. You're going to write down the amount under that category and don't skip anything, not even the $1.50 vending machine purchase, not the $3 ATM fee. I'm talking about nothing. Every dollar counts. Now, I'm going to give you some time to do this. Set a timer anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes and just power through it. I'm going to wait and I'll see you back here in a moment. Okay, you've gone through everything. Now let's add it all up, each category, and see where your money actually went. I want you to add up the totals for each of the category. We had housing, line item, transportation, food, debt payments. There was also insurance. We're not going to forget about that. The personal and lifestyle. I know that's important to many of you guys. Healthcare, it's going to also have a line item total. Miscellaneous, we're also going to see a savings there. And then for the total spending, we're going to put that full line item. Now I want you to compare this to your income. What was the total income last month? We need that on a line item. What was the total spending last month? Then I want you to get out the difference. Was there a surplus or was there a deficit? What this step tells you is if you have a surplus or a deficit. If it's a surplus, great. But where did the surplus go? Is it sitting in a checking account doing nothing, or did you transfer it to savings? If you have a deficit, you spent more than you earned. How? Did you use credit cards? Did you dip into savings? This is not a sustainable thing, and we need to fix it. If you broke even, that means you're living paycheck to paycheck, which means that any emergency will push you into debt. Whatever you found, this is just your baseline. This is your reality check. Now we got something we can work with. Now comes the fun part or the painful part, depending on what you found in your audit. We're going to identify where your money is actually leaking. There are some common areas. Leak in area number one could be subscription overload. I want you to look at all of your subscriptions, streaming services, apps, memberships, boxes, software, you name it. I want you to ask which one of these did you actually use in the last 30 days? Which ones are you paying for just out of habit? Which ones have free alternatives? Which ones can you rotate, subscribe for a month, cancel, and then come back later? What are the average savings opportunity in this area? We're talking about $50 to $200 a month. Leak number two can be in the area of convenience spending. And this is the stuff that just feels necessary in the moment, but it adds up fast. We're talking about those food delivery fees, tips, last minute purchases at convenience stores, expedited shipping, Uber, Lyft, instead of planning ahead, buying lunch because you didn't pack one. I want you to ask yourself, how much did you spend on the delivery fees alone? How much more do convenience stores charge versus planning ahead? What did the convenience actually cost you this month? Average savings opportunity again could be anywhere from $100 to $300 a month. This leak might really be costing you the dining out and takeout. I'm not saying never eat out, but I want you to look at your total. Calculate the number of times that you ate out or you ordered in. Total spent, average cost per meal, compare the cost if you would have cooked it at home. For example, 20 meals out on an average of $15 each equals $300. Same 20 meals cooked at home could have been about $80. That's a savings opportunity. We're talking about $220 to $2,640 a year. Leak number four is those impulse purchases. These are the things that you bought without even planning. I'm talking about that online shopping at 11 p.m., treating yourself to purchases, things that you saw on social media ads in that TikTok shop, stuff at the checkout lines. Be honest. How many of these do you actually use? How many are still sitting in the package? How many did you forget about until you saw the charge? The average savings opportunity here can be anywhere from $75 to $200 a month. This leak is the sneaky leak, the small stuff: coffee, snacks, water bottles, gum, parking meters, ATM fees. They all add up. That daily coffee, $5 a day at 5 days a week times 4 weeks, that's $100 a month. Those snacks you're getting at work, they're $3 times 5 days, 4 weeks equals $60 a month. Don't forget about those ATM fees. Yeah, you may have only went 4 times, $3 each time, $12 a month. That's $172 a month or $2,064 for the year. This leak gets people all the time. Those unused memberships to the gym that you haven't been to in months. Maybe it's a wholesale club that you only visit once a year. Those premium versions of apps that you don't even need. Maybe it's even an alumni or professional membership that you don't even use. The average saving opportunity in this area can be anywhere from $30 to $100 a month. If you found any leaks in any of these categories, so in the subscription, say it was $100, convenience fee was $150, dining out was another $150. Maybe those impulse buys were about $100. The small stuff was another 100. The memberships, you found $50 there. That's $650 a month. That's $7,800 a year. Guess what? That's a down payment on a new home. We need to have an honest conversation about needs versus wants. What's actually a need? A need is something that you cannot function without. We're talking about housing, a place to live, not necessarily your current expensive apartment. Then there's the utilities. You need electricity, water, heat, basic food, groceries, not takeout, transportation to work, a way to get there, not necessarily your current car payment. Then there's the essential health care, basic clothing, minimum debt payments. That's it. That's the list of true needs. Everything else is a want. I know this is hard to hear, but guess what? Streaming services, want. Eating out, want. New clothes when your closet is full, want. The latest phone, guess what? Want. Cable TV, want. Premium gym memberships, want. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have wants. Absolutely not. Life isn't about pure survival. Wants makes life enjoyable, but wants should be chosen consciously, not consumed unconsciously. Ask yourself these three questions for every want. Does this bring me real joy or value? Not momentary pleasure, but actual sustained happiness. Not what you think you should want, but what you actually want. Second question: does this align with my home ownership goal? Is this more important than getting closer to owning a home? Will future you be glad that you spent money on this, or will it regret it? Is there a less expensive way to get this? Can I find a free or cheaper alternative? Can I share the cost with someone? Can I delay this until I've hit a savings goal? I want to go over just a few examples with you. Streaming services is my first example. Is it a need? No, it's definitely a want. But does it bring value? If you actually watch it regularly, then yes. Is there a less expensive way? Can you rotate services, share accounts legally, choose one instead of five? Also, that daily coffee shop visit. Is it a need? No, it's definitely a want. But does it bring value? Maybe it's your morning ritual and mental health moment. Is there a less expensive way? You can go 3 days a week instead of five. Maybe make your coffee at home, but buy fancy beans. Invest in a good travel month. The point isn't deprivation, the point is intention. Your day 5 action steps will include the following. Step 1, I want you to complete your 30-day spending audit. Categorize every single transaction from the last month. In step 2, we're going to calculate those totals for each of your categories and your overall spending. For step 3, we're going to identify your top 3 spending leaks, those places where you're losing the most amount of money unconsciously, okay? Step 4, calculate how much you could actually save by plugging those 3 leaks. Step 5, I want you to make a list of your current subscriptions and your memberships. Cancel at least one today that you don't actively use. For step 6, this is where in each of those want categories, ask yourself, does this align with my home ownership goal? And I want you to be totally honest with yourself. The last step, I want you to calculate your potential monthly savings if you plugged your top spending leaks. Write this number down where you can see it daily. Today might have been uncomfortable. You might have discovered that you're spending way more than you realize on things that don't even matter to you. And that's actually good news, because if you're wasting money, that means that there's money available. You're not broke. You've just been letting money slip through your fingers, right? And so every dollar that you found leaking out today is a dollar that you can redirect toward your down payment. That $7 latte, that's $7 towards your home. Those three streaming services that you barely watch, that's $40 or a month, or $480 towards your future. Today, you've got real about where your money goes, and that's awareness is power. Okay. You're almost through the foundation week. You're doing the work that most people tend to avoid their entire lives, and I'm so proud of you. That's it for day 5 of the Organize Your Ish Challenge. Remember, progress over perfection. Small steps done consistently, that's where the real change happens. If you haven't already joined our Facebook community, dream it, affirm it, own it, where we're walking this thing out together, you guys, and we're keeping each other accountable. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any single day of the challenge. I'll see you on tomorrow. Same focus, same faith, same commitment. Bye now.